things with their life. So that's why I started this part of STeeLE TV called the Artist Corner. So
Okay.
this is on our Artist Corner today. We are featuring a young talent. He's up and coming, and this man is talented. He's going places and he's doing big things. Talented, going places, doing big things. That's what I said. Yes, I said it. He's talented, going places. He's doing big things. And I'll let you introduce yourself to our audience, and we're going to have a heart-to-heart talk and just fellowship, share one another's ideas and philosophy and ideology of life, and see who we can bless out there in the world.
Okay, sure thing. Well, I'm John, but I go by Pachi.
Pachi.
Everyone calls me Pachi. It's been my nickname since I was a little kid. So just like you, I wanted to be an actor and everything, but my journey was a little different. You know, when I was a kid, my dad, he put us into background work. And I was about 8 years old, 9 years old when we first started. So, you know, being in that, it always got me excited to go, even if I was an extra in it.
Right.
Or, you know, and I've always played soccer. Soccer's always been a passion of mine. Okay. And music too, but I didn't really pick up on music until high school.
Right.
So we let go of acting for a little while because of certain things that was going on with our family. And then I picked back up on it when I was 16. I was at a LA Galaxy game, and there was a group there called Futboleros, and that group they were always doing cool tricks, and I was always fascinated with that about soccer. So I would always practice myself for hours. And getting with that group, the main guy on there, he discovered me, and he told me if I was interested in being a part of the group, because one time when we were at the game, pre-game entertainment, he asked who wanted to go perform. So I raised my hand, he chose me, and then from there on I got to travel, go to different places, and then being a part of that group got me into being an actor again. Right. So I auditioned for my first thing, auditioning back was for a Nike commercial called Paving the Way. Paving the Way, And it was for the 2010 World Cup for USA because they were doing really good, and they were about to play Ghana. So we did that commercial, and then from there on I just did a lot of sports commercials, and throughout that time I've made music, and I wasn't really good at music in high school. You know, I was really just touching on it and trying to get familiar with it. Right. But growing up, I've always listened to it, you know, from Prince, Michael, all those artists. Right. You know, all the artists that made a huge impact. And I got really familiar with how to use the program GarageBand. And ever since then, I've just been making music and networking to meet people in those avenues with acting. And so now I'm just growing more and more.
Wow, that was loaded, man. That was a lot you've been doing. I mean, that's good. That's wonderful. Okay. That's wonderful. But I was just going to break it down in phases a little bit. You said so you went to an LA Galaxy show or game?
It was a game. It was a game.
And you saw this group, Futboleros. They performed.
Yes.
And you liked what they did. And you got with the group, or you found out how they practice or where they practice, and you got with them? Is that how you started?
Well, no. I mean, I always went to the games early because they were there doing pregame entertainment.
Oh, pregame, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So before the games, they were there performing, and I would always go, but I would always practice until I was ready to go out there.
What? Practice
freestyle,
what they do.
Soccer freestyle.
So you saw what they do, or you knew what they do, so you go home and practice on your own without being even on the team.
Nope.
So you did a lot of practice on your own, and how did the leader of the team invite you now?
So one game, he asked who wanted to come and just join them.
I just asked the crowd.
Anybody.
Just in the pregame.
But he knew who I was.
Okay, he knew who.
Because I would always go and like ask for autographs or whatever.
But did he know your talent, that you could juggle or do any tricks?
Not yet.
He didn't. Okay.
Not until that time. But I knew, you know, I was there with my friend, and my friend was like, "Dude, go out there." And I was like, "Nah," and like I think I'll mess up. And I just went out there and I did it. You know, I said I practiced.
So what made you go out there? How did you overcome your fear or your shyness? Or what was it that was holding you back from going prior?
What was holding me back was like, man, if I mess up, then it's just gonna be like.
So you wanted to be perfect. The fear of not being perfect, huh?
I think that's with any artist.
Right.
You know what I mean? At least at some point.
Right.
You know, but when I went out there, I had this one move that I had like perfected.
So that was what you did.
First thing. After that,
That was it.
The whole crowd was
They
just,
went wild and crazy.
and it was the best.
Wow, wow, that's amazing. I wish I had a soccer ball. I'll have you do that move right here. But maybe,
Hey.
maybe we'll get a footage of you doing that move because I would like to see it. You know,
I mean,
I'd like to
it's
see it.
it's fun. It's good. Like freestyle is cool, you know. Like
Just
yeah.
explain it. How is the move? How do you kick the ball up or you?
Well, the ball's on the ground, and I cup it with my foot,
Right.
and then I pop it up, and then I bring my leg around the ball while it's in the air, and I hit it with this one up high.
Wow.
So when I did that, it came back down, and I just started doing more and more, and from there, after that, he was like, "What do you think about joining the team?"
Wow.
So
you got hired right away.
Right there.
So how long did it take you to perfect that move, that particular move? How do you think?
Couple of days, 3 days.
Couple of days.
Because I was already good at.
Okay, you're doing some job. Okay, so
Yeah.
okay, then you now, I guess, use your skill to perfect this particular move. It's not like the move is what you perfected in a couple of days. You had already been doing some
Right.
moves, right? Okay, so you developed your muscles. You got the skills down to a science. All right, that's wonderful. So you got the Nike commercial, and that was your very first ever commercial audition?
Well, yes, that was. That was my
And you
first
booked
one.
it.
I booked it.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. And those are usually hard. And there were so many people there. There was a lot of people there.
Like, do you kind of remember about how many people?
Man, I'd say maybe 200.
Wow. Out of
200.
200. So, okay, well, knowing how auditions work, you got a callback?
Yeah, I got a call back, and then I got put on a veil.
Yeah,
And then
you put on a bill.
I got booked.
What was the time frame from auditioning and the callback?
Couple weeks.
Couple weeks?
Yeah, they do it pretty quick. You know,
Right.
they let you know, and if you don't get a call, that means you didn't get
That
it.
means you didn't get it.
Right.
Wow, and this was for the U.S. Soccer World Cup.
Yeah, it was for them to
commercial.
right.
Yeah, like the promo.
But Nike did it.
Nike,
Nike
for
was
Nike.
they were the ones behind it. Yeah.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful. That's an amazing journey. So with that audition, did you start taking classes or you just went for more auditions?
I just went for more. Because I feel like with sports commercials, you do have to have personality when you go in there, and you have to, you know, be able to work with them and them to work with you.
Right.
So I was always, you know, pretty good at talking to people and introducing myself, saying what I do. So when I went into every audition, I just did that. You know, I didn't book every single one, but with certain relationships that I've had through people with soccer in LA, I booked so many jobs, and that's through networking.
Right.
You know, sometimes you book a lot of stuff through networking.
And were those things that you booked mostly in sports commercials or just everything?
Well, yeah, just sports. And I mean, I did a movie, McFarlane, with Kevin Costner.
Oh, you did?
But I was a stunt runner. I was a stunt double runner. But it was still a good experience because you get to be more familiar with what it's like to be on set.
Right.
So if you go back to one, or you know, you start to know the cues.
Right.
So that was always good.
Well, definitely. Most very known artists. I mean, talking about the great actors. Let me even throw out a name there. Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt was the character back in the days, like a Taco Bell commercial. He was. I don't remember exactly if it was Taco Bell or El Pollo Loco, but the point what I'm trying.
I think it was a bird, like a bird
it was
costume.
A bird,
yeah.
Yes, he was a bird. That was his costume.
Right.
Brad Pitt was, you know, that was his like when he started from the
From the bottom,
level, from the bottom and worked his way up. So I'm just saying you also are following in the right path by starting in. If stunt work is more than background, anyways. It's a little bit above starting.
Right.
You paying your dues. You started from the base and you're working your way up. That's amazing. That's good. So Pachi, right?
Pachi, yeah.
Pachi, how old are you?
I'm 25.
You're 25, and you feel like you have a calling to do more music or film or both. What is your drive now?
I feel like it's both. You know, I feel like I touch on music just as much as I touch on film. But with film, I've already have a resume. Music, not so much, because it's something that I started a long time ago, but now I'm getting really good at it. So I work with this engineer down in Hollywood, and we've been creating different styles of music, different things that I make, not just one genre. So I'm just seeing where my sound can be perfected.
Right.
So that's what we're doing together.
Right.
And as we go, every session that we have, he even tells me, he says, I think you're finding your sound.
Wow. Wow. Well, with music, I love music, and I just know music, creating a sound or a music that is a hit. The process is just amazing. You know. I know. Correct me if I'm wrong. The way it works, you make the beats first, then put the lyrics to the beat to a good song. Is that true, right?
Well, sometimes, not all the time. Because sometimes I'll sit around and I'll think of a melody that I can sing. So then I'll be like, okay, if it goes like this, it's this slow or that fast. You got to find the tempo, you got to find the vibe, the melodies. And I feel like artists nowadays, they do that on themselves. They just think of a melody, they're like, okay, I got to get this melody down on a track.
So, well, I guess kind of what I'm saying, you develop the melody before the lyrics are put on it.
Yeah, words too, though.
Yeah, you develop even the words before you now put the beats to it.
Right. Sometimes there's something catchy in my head. I'll keep singing it.
Okay.
I'm like, man, that could be really good on a song. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. You said something catches in your head. I believe what it is like you're getting this inspiration from the supernatural being, from the universe, because ideas and thoughts flow to us and through us on a daily basis. So when you've developed your intuitive mind, your perception, you're able to recognize that moment when it comes to you,
right? And
you take advantage by recognizing it and either record it with a voice recorder or you write something down. So is that your process? How do you?
That's exactly how you said it. That's like the best way you can say it. And I feel the way I look at music. It's like you said, when you get that inspiration, it's like catching vibrations in the air. You just grab them. Because sometimes I'll think of something and then the next day I forgot all about it.
Right. That's why you got to either commit it to paper or record it.
Right.
And it's amazing that these days smartphones have apps that you can have, like voice recorders or voice memos that you can just record that idea, or that
just
beat,
there. Right.
So that way, you can go back to it when you're in your element to now create but that's amazing, or that you are able to recognize those hunches when they come to you. You know who else creates like that?
Who?
Actually, this is even a little bit. It's on the same fashion, but Van Gogh, the painter.
Yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah.
Van Gogh gets his. This is how Van Gogh paints. He dreams. He sees his painting in his dreams, and he paints his dream.
Right.
So he sees the painting first in his dream, and he paints his dream in the real world, and he doesn't change any single design when he's recreating his dream.
Right.
He puts it down exactly how he saw it in his dream, and that was Van Gogh.
Right.
And do you want to know more about Van Gogh that will blow you away?
Blow me away.
Blew me away.
Blow me away.
Van Gogh did not make any money from his painting while he was alive. He only sold one painting, and that was to his family member. I don't remember exactly if it was his brother or his uncle, but he sold, only one person bought his painting while he was alive. So all the fame of Van Gogh and all this popularity, all this big thing about what happened after he died. Because people thought his painting were, nothing while he was living. But now, look at Van Gogh, one of the greatest painters in the world.
Now it's priceless.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So it's amazing how the creative process works.
Right. With any artist.
There you go.
And I feel like that's what people are supposed to be. You're supposed to be a creator. I feel like I like you do, like you look at people like who talk about manifestation, and we manifested ourselves to be here. So while we're here, instead of going through the motions, why don't you create something that's you? Because when you're not here anymore, what you created, that's what you leave behind. So
Wow.
that's another part of why I like music, film.
Right.
all
What
that.
you've created, that's a gift to humanity. Because I guess our whole purpose of being here in this, we all have a purpose for being on this earth, right? And our purpose is to better humanity. You know, like most people feel like they need to chase money, run after money. Money is good, don't get me wrong, you know, but that is not your purpose of being in life, to make money. The purpose is
Right.
to bless humanity, because at the end of the day, that money is used to do something that will be of benefit to the next person.
Right.
It's just about perception, how you see what is going on. At the end of the day, if you go buy something, you're buying something from a store, right? That will use that same money to pay their employees. And that employees will use that money to pay their bills. So you
Right.
see the chain of how we are all connected. That is, you know, one aspect of life that once you start realizing and walking in this consciousness, you know, your life just goes zoop on a, you know.
But then that sometimes when you do realize that, you come across people who don't have that, and then that can kind of deteriorate the way you feel.
Ah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, okay.
So when you do come across people like that, it's like, so what are you doing? You know?
Well, you know how I handle things like that?
How?
See, you are in control of what your results are in life. You are responsible for how high you can go in life, or how wide you can attain success, or how far you can go. So once you control or know this, and you're able to be in a conscious awareness of this fact that whatever comes to you is your responsibility to either reject or accept, because we live in a negative world already. This world is a
Really
very
negative.
world.
Yeah.
You turn on the news all day, all you hear is this death, this person got shot, this flight got, you know, this flight accident, this plane went down, this war, this is only negative things seem to be news.
And that's I feel like now that's what people are most drawn to, because if you put on the news, it was nothing but good news.
Correct.
People would be like,
Nobody wants to-
they'll shut it off.
Exactly. It's not exciting.
Right.
So why you know, are you gonna already also just, you know, let the negative and influences of other people now control how, you know, you react to the world or how you see the world? So once you get yourself, you know, in control of what comes to you. Oh my God, is that that's my alarm, right? Let me shut that. Let me shut that. But this is good though. Let me pause for a second.